Hello girls, now we are going to discuss about some important topics in third lesson magnetism and magnetic effects of electric current. First, let us discuss about ferromagnetic materials. Ferromagnetic material also possess net magnetic dipole moment as paramagnetic material. A ferromagnetic material is made up of smaller regions called ferromagnetic domain, which is shown in figure. Within each domain, the magnetic moments are aligned in same direction due to strong interaction arising from electron spin. So each domain has net magnetization in a direction. But the direction of magnetization is different for different domains. Hence the net magnetization of the specimen is zero. In the presence of external magnetic field, the domain having magnetic moments parallel to the field grow in size and the other domains are aligned with the field. It results a strong net magnetization of the material in the direction of the applied field is produced. Materials which exhibit strong magnetism in the direction of the applied field is called ferromagnetic materials. Examples for ferromagnetic materials are iron, nickel and cobalt. Next, we are going to see about the properties of ferromagnetic materials. The magnetic susceptibility is positive and large. Relative permeability mu r is very greater than 1. The magnetic field lines are strongly attracted into the ferromagnetic materials when placed in the magnetic field. Susceptibility is inversely proportional to the temperature. Here it is a picture which shows the process of domain magnetization for iron. First picture A shows that iron in the absence of magnetic field. This picture indicates that the direction of magnetic moments is said to be different for each domain because there is no magnetic field. In the second picture B shows that the iron in the presence of magnetic field. When the external field is applied, all the magnetic moments in each domain will align in the direction of external magnetic field. The third picture C shows that a non-magnetic material. A non-magnetic material will have no domains. Next one is Curie-Weiss law. The susceptibility of the material above the Curie temperature is given by the relation psi m is equal to C by T minus T naught. In this relation, psi m indicates susceptibility of the material, C denotes Curie law and T denotes Kelvin temperature, T naught or Tc denotes the Curie temperature. Next one is types of ferromagnetic materials. Based on the shape and size of the hysteresis loop, ferromagnetic materials are classified into two types. They are hard magnetic material, example steel, and soft magnetic material, example soft iron. Next one is about the differences between the soft and hard ferromagnetic materials. First, let us discuss about soft magnetic material. When the external field is removed, the magnetization will also disappear. Area of the loop is said to be small. It has low retentivity. It has low coercivity. It has high susceptibility and magnetic permeability. It has less hysteresis loss. It is used as solenoid core, transformer core and electromagnets. The examples for ferromagnetic materials are soft iron, mu metal and stelloid. Next, let us discuss about hard ferromagnetic materials. When the external field is removed, the magnetization will persist, will not disappear. The area of the loop is said to be large. It has high retentivity. It has high coercivity. It has low susceptibility and magnetic permeability. More hysteresis loss. Used as a permanent magnets. Examples for hard ferromagnetic materials are steel, alnico and lodestone. This is the table which shows the differences between the diamagnetism, paramagnetism and ferromagnetism regarding in the presence of external magnetic field, in the absence of external magnetic field, and what will be the susceptibility and what will be the relative permeability. Next one is hysteresis. What is meant by hysteresis? Hysteresis means lagging behind. The phenomenon of lagging of magnetic induction B vector behind the magnetizing field H vector is called hysteresis. Let a ferromagnetic material like iron is magnetized slowly by a magnetizing field H vector. The magnetic induction B vector is increased from a point A and attains saturated level at C. This is shown by the path AC. The maximum point up to which the material can be magnetized by applying the magnetizing field is called saturation magnetization. If a magnetizing field is reduced, the magnetic induction also decreases but in different path CA. When magnetizing field is 0, the magnetic induction is not 0 and it has some positive value such that some magnetism is left in the material even when H is equal to 0. The ability of the material to retain the magnetism in them even magnetizing field vanishes is called remanence or retentivity. In order to remove the remnants, the magnetizing field is gradually increased in the reverse direction so that the magnetic induction decreases along DE and becomes 0 at the point E. The magnitude of the reverse magnetizing field for which the residual magnetism of the material vanishes is called coercivity. Further increase of magnetizing field H vector in the reverse direction, the magnetic induction increases along EF until it reaches saturation at the point F in the reverse direction. The magnetizing field is decreased and then increased with the direction reversed. The magnetic induction traces the path FGKC. This closed curve ACDEFGKC is called hysteresis loop and it represents a cycle of magnetization. In the entire cycle, the magnetic induction B lags behind the magnetizing field H. This phenomenon is called hysteresis. Next one is about hysteresis loss. Due to hysteresis, there is a loss of energy in the form of heat and it is found that the energy loss per unit volume of the material when it is carried through one cycle of magnetization is equal to the area of the hysteresis loop. Thus, the loss of energy for a complete cycle is written as del E is equal to closed integral H vector dot dB vector. This picture shows the clear view of coercivity, retentivity, saturation. Next one is the applications of hysteresis loop. Let us see one by one. The main significance of hysteresis loop is that it provides the following information: retentivity, coercivity, permeability, susceptibility, energy loss during on cycle of magnetization. These informations will help us in selecting proper and suitable material for a given purpose. For example, the materials steel and alnico with high retentivity, high coercivity and high permeability are suitable for making permanent magnets. The materials soft iron and mu metal with high initial permeability, low retentivity, low coercivity and thin hysteresis loop with a smaller area are preferred to make the electromagnet. The materials like soft iron with high initial permeability, large magnetic induction and thin hysteresis loop with smaller area are needed to design transformer cores. These are some applications of hysteresis loop. Thank you, girls.